I remain as I began, absolutely stricken. Just a nose with a pair of glasses on. A badly presented man in a bean-strewn vest and underpants watching historical documentaries. I have what I need. Like Benny Hill when he croaked it, with a TV and a chair and no other furniture, I bear my load and steer clear of the women. Outside is calm. The weather has November's connotations. Cold, sheer boredom. The trees are what you might call caricatures of trees, themselves devoid of leaves and character, so they stand in for the sort you see painted in the background in windows in a cheap soap opera. Nature's soured. Crossroads abounds. The whole is seen in the context of the set dresser. And isn't it a funny thing? Why the pickle? It's the middle of the 1970s, and seen, if seen at all, backlit, as it were, in my cuboid modernistic home that aches George Best's, I suppose, to walkers of dogs towering over Roundhay Park. And from below I'm in a UFO, a flying saucer when it glows, but mostly I sit in the dark. Not flashing, but plain spotting. A telescope on tripod in the corner of the room, the police will confirm, is not used for nefarious purposes, but to birdwatch and planet gaze, and cannot, the way they claim, focus less than half a mile from here. Leeds Bradford inbounds might be pin sharp, but rule out people below 500 yards, who were just blobs and fuzzy. I don't spy on kids. I might be eccentric, but I'm not a Jimmy Sapple figure. I look afar. I have recondite interests, that's all. The reed warbler, Jupiter, pose greater thrills. And as per the sphere of human interest, or the grislier end of the news of the world, you can rule me out. And Hitler's not the star of the sort of war story I like. He's one cause of an interlinked and long chain of events that mean a Laurence Olivier narrated piece over 26 episodes gives a wider view. It's not all Nazis. Things bear close repeated viewings, and even them barely touch the surface. I don't know why I like them, but I do. So when I venture out to do my shopping, I don't take kindly to egging by kids from the school, but nor do I wield machete and run amok. I have a balanced and historically accurate bent. I know my trials are a small speck on the narrative of persecution that makes for man's enmity to man. I see it all in context. I sit with my string bag dripping with goo and hinge on my specs askew from the cabbage that was lumped at it by kid who must have been, 13? But the library staff are wonderful and let me steam. I have a dispensation on my card to borrow 2 books more than the norm. Keep it to yourself. And so everything balances itself out in the end. Sometimes I get a free cup of Bovril. I keep my life jam-packed with incident, or jam-packed enough for me. I wouldn't thank you for the custard pie and the pud, or the string of parties, or the 3-piece suite. How would I lug the accoutrements of marriage up my stairs with the elevator queer, and the glitch between the 3rd and 4th of my back's vertebrae, meaning I don't work? Some are born hardy, some achieve it, some pretend. I wilted every attempt, or did, which is why I don't attempt it anymore. I accept my flat as a pancake outcome when confronted by a steam engine. My attempt will not stand up to gales. In the notebooks that pose as an excuse for a tale and line the walls of a partitioned bedroom, the justification is, as in court, lengthy, in its summing up of why a guy should be allowed to be a hobbyist and eat beans on toast 5 nights on spin and contribute little to the general economy, but do no harm. 'Cause it's intricate, his stuff. Justice Thorogood, in his summing up, might eloquently put it that you're 3 cards short of a full deck, son. But in the interest of balance, we should mention that the law can make mistakes. It is not infallible, and he himself enjoys weekends dressing up in ladies' clothing. So there we are then. At the end, investigations grind to a halt, as they should, because there's nothing much to go on. In the glazed view of an apartment block, completely unsuited for the type of bloke who should be holed up in Victorian Gothic brick, You might think more lies than ever can be said, hiding that blank stare that he gives. That the specs, the nose, the walls that seem minimalist, the sense of a major artist working in Erno Goldfingeresque inherited space means something. But you'd be wrong.